What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience on testosterone enanthate versus Sustanon. So, as I've mentioned many times before, I'm doing TRT and I do 100 milligrams a week. Recently, my bottle of testosterone enanthate broke, shattered completely. And that is not good because I did not have a backup. And the way that I do my protocol is I pin every single day. So, the benefit of pinning every day is that you have a more stable blood level of testosterone. You don't get you don't really get the same side effects, or you get reduced side effects, I guess you could say, as people who do pins once or twice a week or less frequently, I guess. Because when you pin a high amount of testosterone, chances are you're going to have a lot more spillover either into DHT or it's going to aromatize into estrogen. So you get a lot more DHT sides and also a lot more estrogen sides when you pin less frequently, which is why I pin every single day. Now, the downside to that is if you pin every day and then you fucking run out, you have a stable blood level, but you don't have, like, it's going to go down quicker because it's kind of just coasting there as opposed to going up and then like coasting down. It's just kind of going flat and then goes down. So anyway, my vial shattered, and I was very upset about that. It was my mistake. I packed it too tightly, and it broke. And I was without it for about 5 days, and I was getting, kind of desperate because where I get it from is not the type of thing where I can get it the next day. So, I had to find somewhere to get it, and I did eventually. But the where I got it from, I guess, they didn't have testosterone enanthate. All they had was Sustanon, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I mentioned this in my TRT video, but basically, like, quick little summary. Testosterone, when you inject testosterone, when you're on TRT or you do a steroid cycle, they combine the testosterone with an ester, which is something that will slow the release of the testosterone in your body. So enanthate has a very moderate rate of release, which is why it's very popular along with cypionate, another form of testosterone. Those are kind of the two go-to compounds for doing TRT. You can get away with doing injections once a week, twice a week with, I like I said, I like to do it every day just to keep it stable. But when it's prescribed by a doctor who surprisingly does not know as much about this kind of thing as your casual fucking YouTube researcher, they can get away with doing it once or twice a week, and the patient doesn't notice, or they feel good enough that it's not that big of a deal to them. Anyway, Sustanon was developed to make it so that instead of doing an injection once or twice a week, like you do with enanthate and cypionate, you can get away with doing it once every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. Sustanon is actually a combination of 4 esters: propionate, testosterone propionate, testosterone undecanoate, testosterone phenylpropionate, and then there's one more that I always forget. But anyway, it's 4 different esters that all have different release times. So the idea is that you have one fast-acting ester, you have, one medium acting ester, one slightly more medium acting ester, and then a long acting ester. So you have a stable rate of release of testosterone in your body for, I guess, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever these scientists decided to combine all of these to have that effect and call it Sustanon. So anyway, practically speaking, what has my experience been? I don't like Sustanon. I do not like it. It is not, there are things that I like about it, and there are also things that I do not like about it. Number one, what I don't like about it is that the side effects are much more pronounced, right? I notice myself getting E2 sides, estrogen sides, like a lot. And I was at the point when I was doing enanthate, I never took an AI. Well, eventually stopped taking an AI. I just got used to it. Felt good all the time. Everything was fine. With Sustanon, the first couple days that I took it, I felt really good. I felt like I just had this crazy boom, hit of energy. I was just fucking amped all the time. And then I noticed that I had a very short fuse, and I was like, why do I have such a short fuse? And even when I was at work, I had a short fuse. And the type of job that I do is not really the type of job where you want to have a short fuse. It's hard, it's physically hard, it's emotionally hard. People are telling you no, you're trying to sell things to them. You have to get them to comply with you. Sometimes they don't. And if you take a rejection like that and you're not mentally and emotionally stable and balanced, it's going to really aggravate you. It's hard for me to actually like express how aggravating it is, especially when you have this like additional element of like actually being aggravated for no reason just because of a substance that you're taking. So for me, I hate side effects I just hate side effects in general. Anything that I take, I try to stay away from stuff that has bad side effects. So when I started taking Sustanon, fortunately, I had the foresight to take with me my AI, and I took one and I felt much better. I took one like after I noticed I was getting really aggravated. I took another one the next day, and then I waited a few days. I have not had the AI in a few days. I also have not worked in a few days, but I will say that on the last day of work before I left, I had an altercation with one of my coworkers. Now, to be fair, the altercation was deserved, right? This person, in my opinion, this person was out of line, and they needed to be made aware of the fact that they were out of line. And I chose to be the one to make them aware of that. And some words were exchanged, and I feel good about that. I don't feel like I crossed the line. I don't feel like I did something I shouldn't have done or said something I shouldn't have said. I spoke the truth. But I did it in a very like aggressive way. I was not diplomatic about it. I was not nice about it. I was not like cool and calm and chill about it and professional. Well, I guess maybe I was professional, but I was very, I was like on the edge, like maybe not on the edge. Not like I was gonna like lose my mind or anything like that, but I was very passionate about making my point that this person had crossed the line. So, for what it's worth, I guess, have not taken the AI since then. I'm going to try to not take it because I do not like to take AI. I do not like to nuke my estrogen. I like to nuke my DHT, don't like to nuke my estrogen. So anyway, I just thought that was worth making a video about because I never thought that there would be any difference whatsoever between, I didn't think it would be such a big difference between Sustanon and Enanthate. I thought as long as you keep the dose the same, then everything will be fine. It's also possible that my Enanthate from the time before was underdosed, or that this is somehow overdosed, or that this is somehow not even Sustanon and it's actually something else and I'm fucking freaking out over nothing. But what I think it actually is because Sustanon, I think 25% of Sustanon, yeah, that would make sense, 25% is testosterone propionate, which is very fast acting. Like you feel it like it's like in and out of your body in a day. I think that is what is causing the issues here, is that like initial spike of androgens in my body, and my body's like, oh shit, what do I do? Like this is too much all at once. Here, make some of it into estrogen, make some of it into DHT. And I'm already like, I take saw palmetto several times a day to block the DHT, but I have not been taking anything as an AI. So I think the DHT gate was blocked and everything just flowed into the estrogen side. I could be totally wrong, I don't know, but in my mind that explanation seems to work. So thought I'd make this video for my bros out there who are on TRT or are thinking about doing it. There is a difference between Sustanon and Test E, so keep that in mind when you do it. Cool. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you want to see more videos similar to this, also let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.